Hello everyone, this is Vilio and today we're having a look at my 5 picks for mid lane in solo queue. These picks will do you wonders in the lower ELO brackets, but can also have a major impact in the higher tiers of League of Legends. The way I have chosen to do this is by taking champions who are inheritably strong and can dispose of the enemy team with ease, or simply control the maps and fights. So let's get right into it, shall we? Starting at number 1 we have Leblanc. So, Leblanc is a very powerful AP assassin in the mid lane. She scales incredibly well and her early game is fairly strong. She can escape more or less any gank before level 6, and after level 6 it's even easier to escape. Her insane burst and poke potential makes her a top-notch carry. Her incredible mobility with her W, burst with different ultimate variations, as well as the root with her E, makes her in my eyes the strongest carry at this point. She's relatively simple in her kit, so remember that a QR combo does more damage than 2 Ws, or 1 W and then W ultimate, even though you might think otherwise. A lot of people do. Mastering her grants you some outplay potential, although you don't really need a lot of practice to butcher the enemies, so that's why I made her my number 1 pick. At number 2, we have Azir. Azir is incredibly strong these days. He's really been strong ever since he was released. He's a control mage, not an assassin like Leblanc. He can, in the mid game and late game, completely tear the enemy team apart with QER combos to split their team into your team, or simply good place soldier placement will demolish any opposing teams. What he lacks, however, is an early game. And that's what is his big missing link. Is really weak. But if you survive the early game, you will outscale their entire team. He has a high skill cap to do combos with, although his skill cap isn't really too big to just create some chaos and damage. Practicing him will make you a beast, although if you just take a few normals with them, you should be good to go. And at number 3 we have Malzahar. Now Malzahar has recently gained a bit of buffs, and he's probably going to get nerfed, but Malzahar has always been a favorite of mine. And he has the minions that he summons to do damage from. He has a silence cast, a dot and a pool of damage, and his powerful ultimate is a stun that damages enemies. Malzahar is also a control mage with a lot of power. Your goal is generally to silence, poke, and when fight starts to lock down an important target with your ultimate, whether that is a mid laner, an ADC, or simply a target you stun to peel for your ADC, who will then tear the enemies apart. With recent popularity, he is banned a lot, however, but when you get him, you're guaranteed a game where you can control everything that happens. He has a very low curve of skill cap, and really anyone can do well with this guy. Now number 4 we have Ahri, and Ahri is and has ever been since the release. She's been great. A Q that does both magic damage and true damage, a charm which brings enemies towards you and often your team as well as an ultimate with 3 charges which grants you a ton of mobility, damage, and outplay potential. Now like I said, she has a lot of outplay potential with her spells and really a ton of damage late game. She's an assassin or a control mage depending on how you play her. You can peel an incoming attacker for your ADC with your charms, and then move around to damage everyone else. Or you can simply charge at their backline and aim for high priority targets such as an ADC or a mid laner, and if you hit, well, they're either dead or severely damaged. Her skill cap is relatively mild, and it doesn't take too much to do reasonably well with her in terms of practice, although the more practice you have, you will see vast improvements in how well you do with Ahri. Now number 5, we have Fizz. Now Fizz used to be one of the, for me, the number 1 annoying mid laner that you would meet, and he would wreck more or less anyone. Now Fizz used to be the number 1 annoying mid laner that you would meet in solo queue. He would wreck more or less any champion, and nowadays he isn't that strong, although his outplay potential in his kit and his mild and even great burst still makes him great. His E can jump over walls, he can dodge a lot of spells, and he can close or create gaps. His dash, well, it says him propelling its enemies, and his shark is an AoE ability, his ultimate that is, and it does a ton of damage. He can do this to easily blow up an ADC or create general havoc with his kit. He's a top-notch assassin with a lot of outplay potential, and I highly recommend him to those who want a bit more challenge. Unfortunately, he has a skill cap that is a bit higher than the other champions on this list, in my opinion, at least to do well. So you'll likely have to practice him quite a bit before taking him to ranked. Now, thanks for watching. This has been my top 5 champions for solo queue for the mid lane. And if you enjoy this, then please like and please subscribe, and I will post later on. I'll do this for every lane. So thank you for watching.